Hello, my name's Simonaz and welcome to another Simonaz Guide video. I wanted to get a quick one out to you discussing the buffs that were just announced for Saber Slash and should be live with the weekly reset by the time you see this video. I'll cover what I think is a good talent setup for a Saber Slash build, your runes, your BIS weapons, pre-raid options, as well as some other weapon option alternatives, as well as opening and sustained rotation, so you know everything you need to pump big damage as a Saber Slash rogue in your next raid, if that's what you want to do. First of all, what are the buffs? Saber Slash is changed from 3 stacks to 5 stacks, but the damage of the bleed at maximum stacks remains unchanged. What's really important is that each stack of Saber Slash is now going to provide a substantial increase to the damage of your Saber Slash and Sinister Strike abilities used on that target. And given the right circumstances, this damage increase should put Saber Slash a little bit ahead of Mutilate builds, but not in all circumstances. This is with a 2-minute fight, full buffs and consumables, and best in slot gear that we see Saber Slash pulling this far ahead of Mutilate. But let's get a little more specific on what those conditions are to make Saber Slash good. First of all, we want to have Thistle Tea available. Saber Slash has a big ramp up time to get up to 5 stacks of Saber, and Thistle Tea makes that much faster than without it. Similarly, that big ramp up time causes us to prefer fights that have little to no target switching and a duration over 1 minute at least. We definitely don't want to be using Saber Slash on the 3rd boss with the 6 different trolls where you're frequently target swapping. It's not going to perform well there. And finally, Saber Slash relies on the Honor Among Thieves head rune, and the Honor Among Thieves head rune relies on your teammates. If you have teammates that frequently die or stop attacking, they're not going to give you combo points, which is going to weaken the value of Honor Among Thieves, which is going to weaken this spec. So the TLDR version is, if you like Saber Slashing and you want to be a Sword Rogue or a Fist Rogue or a Mace Rogue, just do it. With this buff, you aren't severely griefing your DPS compared to being Mutilate anymore, and it's kind of great. Let's jump right into the talents, and my recommended build is 32 points in Assassination, 9 points in Combat. It's hard to resist the immensely powerful Assassination talents, especially with our Deadly Brew rune. Vile Poisons and Improved Poisons are massively important talents, which really forces us into the Assassination tree. Relentless Strikes on the 3rd tier is another amazing talent, and we're going for full ranks of Seal Fate in this build to help us generate more combo points, something this build is a little bit lacking. In Combat, of course, we pick up Improved Sinister Strike to reduce the energy cost of both Sinister Strike and Saber Slash, and 4 points in Precision provides us a nice DPS boost. And for our rune layout, we have Honor Among Thieves, like I mentioned before, and Deadly Brew. Carnage on the wrist is going to be automatically activated by Saber Slash, our hand rune. We don't have to cast Ruptures or Garrotes to get the Carnage bonus. For the waist, we've got Shadow Step for added mobility. Legs is Envenom, an amazing, very good finishing move, and feet is Master of Subtlety. With that out of the way, let's move on to the weapons. Very exciting. I think the best weapons available for a Saber Slash build are going to be Dragon's Cry and Degraded Dire Nail for an Orc, or Dragon's Cry and Inventor's Focal Sword for a human. Now, if you're neither Orc nor human, probably just look at the Orc one and it's going to be close enough for you. The human one is different because of their added weapon skill with swords and maces, bumping all the swords and maces a little bit up on the chart relative to the other weapons. You could absolutely also go for the snake weapon set, Cobra Fang Claw and Serpent Striker. This should be very similar in power level to the Dragon's Cry setups, but I imagine it would be much harder to get as many other classes want this weapon set, and it really only pops off when you get both of them, which may not be reasonable. For pre-raid weapons, we're going back to the Blood Moon. We gotta get the Bloodied Sword of Speed, and for Horde, we can pick up the White Bone Shredder from the Bone-Bladed Weapons quest that starts in Orgrimmar. And for Alliance, we want to go to Marden and pick up the Inventor's Focal Sword from Tinkerer Gizlock. While you probably can't solo Tinkerer Gizlock, you can definitely team up with another rogue, and 2 rogues stealthing in there should make it pretty easy to take him down, and you can loot your swords and get on your way. Here I have a more in-depth list of main hand weapon comparisons with quite a few more options. There's Orc on the left, Human on the right. Again, if you're neither of those, just look at the Orc one. And here for the offhand weapons, we have another large array of different options that are all, frankly, very close to each other. So kind of pick whatever you're willing to get. I'd frankly go for the Inventor's Focal Sword and White Bone Shredder. Those are near the top of the list, and they ain't that hard to get. Now for your rotation, like I mentioned before, we have this big ramp up trying to get 5 Saber Slashes onto the target. You're going to start in stealth. You're going to pop all your temporary attack power bonuses like Blood Fury, your Alchemy Potion, and your Roar of the Guardian Trinket, if you have any of those. Then it's triple Saber Slash. You should be at 0 energy. Then Thistlety back to 100. Saber. Now you're at 5 stacks, 5 combo points. Slice and dice. That whole opener is 6 globals, and as long as you have that Thistlety, you should never be short of energy and just doing that whole thing in 6 seconds. Without the Thistlety, making it to that 5th Saber Slash and then Slice and Dice will take you anywhere from 12 to 13 seconds, which is really a lot slower ramp up. But once you got that Slice and Dice going and the 5 Saber stacks, your sustained rotation is going to be 1 Saber Slash to maintain the Saber Slash debuff, and then 1 to 2 Sinister Strikes plus 2 to 3 points from Honor Among Thieves to get you up to 5 combo points, and then you're either sending an Envenom or a Slice and Dice. You want to have full uptime of Slice and Dice, but you also don't want to cast like a 5-point Slice and Dice 10 seconds before the fight ends. So you'll be fitting in as many Envenoms as you can while maintaining mostly full uptime on Slice and Dice. I'm really looking forward to playing Saber Slash in a raid. It's not that I hate Mutilate, but I like some variety. So if you want to see that happening live, be sure to check out the Twitch stream, which is linked in the video description below. We're live Monday through Friday from about 1 p.m. EST to usually about 7 p.m. EST, doing all kinds of fun stuff in Season of Discovery, including plenty of Sunken Temple raids. Now, these buffs and changes were just announced today. I haven't gotten my chance to play with them yet. I'm letting you know what I think. And if what I think changes, you ought to check the pinned comment below this video. I'll put any significant notes or changes to what information was presented in this video there if any of this develops further. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're having fun in Season of Discovery, and I hope you have a great day.